We're glad you're with us tonight. I'm Lynn Brooks.
And I'm Terry Brewer. Parts of Alabama may be headed for some rocky weather.
That is right. And just how stormy could it get for us this evening, and where exactly is all that rough stuff headed? Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott joins us now with the latest. Richard?
Yeah, Linda, Terry, watch things very close. It's a beautiful day in West Alabama right now, but that's going to change over the next couple of hours. So that's because this line of storms just off towards the west, and these are producing wind damage as it does move across the state line later this evening. We're talking somewhere between about 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock. Our West Alabama counties will start to get impacted by these storms. Not tornado activity, but we're talking damaging winds and large hail. Either way you cut it, damaging winds can be life-threatening, so take severe thunderstorm warnings serious as they do move off towards the east and northeast at about 20 to 30 miles per hour. Tonight, temperatures fall back in the 70s, I think 71 by midnight. And these thunderstorms are going to be around for a while. And while it's not going to rain the entire time, some severe storms are possible about any point. But when's this activity going to get out of here? And how about your weekend forecast? Got some good news about Saturday. Your forecast is straight ahead.
Family and friends are remembering a Northport man who not only served his community but his country and was the first person drafted from Tuscaloosa County to serve in World War II. Albert Dawson Christian Sr. passed away May 29th. He was drafted to World War II back in 1941. He was also well known for his service to community groups. He was a former chairman of the Tuscaloosa County Board of Education and a former Northport City Councilman. One thing Christian's son, A.D. Christian, remembers about his father was his service to our community.
He gave a lot back to his community, and you know, he just thought that's what people needed to do, and that's what he did.
Christian helped found St. Mark United Methodist Church in Northport and served as the church's treasurer until his death this week.
On your Crime Watch, 2 Tuscaloosa men are charged with rape. Police say one of the victims was just 8 years old. Kendrick Rendell Jordan is charged with rape and sexual abuse of a child less than 12. Police say Tuesday an 8-year-old female told officials she had been sexually assaulted. Authorities say after an investigation they found probable cause to arrest Jordan. Joshua Lee has been arrested in connection with a different case. Police say it happened earlier in the month and the victim was a 14-year-old female.
WVUA is covering Tuscaloosa County where a barn went up in flames.
That's right. It happened in the community of Romulus. Foster's and Romulus volunteer fire departments responded to the fire. Foster's fire officials say when they arrived on the scene, the barn was burned to the ground. According to officials, the fire was started by a homeless man living in the barn who was trying to get power from an abandoned house nearby. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. A longtime Tuscaloosa business is back up and running after being destroyed in the April 27th tornado. Wilcutt Block and Supply has been in Tuscaloosa for 57 years. After the tornado, they were left without a building, and for close to a year, they had to operate out of a small trailer. Vice President of Wilcutt Block and Supply, Dustin Sproul, says customers were very supportive through the rebuilding process.
People like progression. You know, they'll work with you as long as you're moving forward to create a better atmosphere. That's the way I look at it. They understand what we went through, and sorry, you got to, you know, work with us here. You might have to go a little extra to get your materials, but they understood where we were going, and they were willing to work with us on that. So the people were great.
Wilcutt Block and Supply has more than 20 employees.
On your Education Watch tonight, the future of Alberta Elementary. In less than an hour, a public meeting is set to kick off for parents to weigh in on the rebuilding of Alberta Elementary School. It'll happen at the Boys and Girls Club of West Alabama. That's near the J.C. Park in Alberta City and starts at 6 p.m. School leaders are encouraging members of our community to show up and speak out about the things they would like to see included in the plans for the new school.
Hurricane season starts on Friday, and state leaders are asking Alabama's coastal counties to make early decisions on hurricane evacuations. Emergency management officials say the state wants local officials to make decisions to evacuate as far as 2 days ahead of the hurricane threat, which is different from the 24 to 36-hour window in past years. Officials are hoping this gives residents more time to get away if a major storm threatens the Gulf of Mexico.
New at 5, Governor Bentley unveiled more than $132 million in road projects across the state. Several are planned for West Alabama. They include Tuscaloosa, Bibb, Greene, Perry, Pickens, and Sumter counties. Bentley says the projects will be funded by bonds through the Alabama Transportation Rehabilitation and Improvement Program, also known as ATRIP. Officials say the first round of work includes projects in 61 of Alabama's 67 counties.
Now to North Carolina, where it's a mistrial in the campaign fraud trial against former presidential candidate John Edwards. Jurors acquitted Edwards of one of the 6 counts that involved him taking money from a wealthy heiress, Rachel Bunny Mellon. Jurors told the judge they are deadlocked on the other 5 charges. The judge then declared a mistrial. Edwards was accused of using money from wealthy donors to hide his pregnant mistress as he ran for president in 2008. In South Carolina, residents in Holly Hill are picking up the pieces after a tornado touchdown.
The twister did some serious damage to the neighborhood north of Charleston. Eric Egan has the story.
We were in the house in the kitchen, and all of a sudden the whole house was just shaking.
This being a brick house, I told Stephen, I said, it's just like it was picking it up.
It didn't take long, but in just seconds, a tornado tore through this section of Holly Hill in Orangeburg County. It picked up and put down trees, dumped heavy rains, and also pounded property.
The wooded area, you can see where it just destroyed trees, snapped them off, broke them off.
It really wasn't a whole lot of wind until that 30 seconds. That was what it was really, I'd never been in I heard people say it sounds like a train or whatever. That's what it sounded like.
And it was gone in just moments, but proved plenty powerful. High winds forced a massive tree into this home along Gardner Road. Standing water now surrounds Galilee Christian Church. Another tree was uprooted and left laying on its side here.
We were pretty scared last night.
Barbara Gooden's home on Coach Road took one of the storm's biggest blows. She called it a miracle. Neither her or her husband were hurt.
Oh yeah, moved several things. It filled our swimming pool up with not people. Unpleasant things are floating in there.
Debris not only found in the pool, but also the front yard where roof shingles were scattered everywhere. Gooden's backyard has become littered with giant branches, though some of the worst damage is inside.
The ceilings are all wet, brown. Water came down through the fans and down the walls like a stream. It almost looked like it was a waterfall.
The National Weather Service confirmed the storm was rated at least an EF1, which can pack winds of 90 to 100 miles per hour.